Like the great teacher that he is, Jesus takes every opportunity to help those who are listening to him to grow in their faith, both to the disciples of his time and to us. And today he's asking us to move away from from a very nationalistic, egoistic thought of us first and then others. Jesus had to move away from the place where he was ministering because his message of inclusion was causing trouble. So he moves away from Jewish territories into pagan territories. And it's good to note that for a Jewish person, pagan territories and pagan people were to be avoided at all cost. And a Canaanite woman of that district came out, and you can tell that she did not know Jesus. She did not know who he was. And we can tell by the words that she uses as she approaches him. Have pity on me, Lord, Son of David. Have pity on me. No one in the gospel approaches Jesus with these words, have pity on me, except for the blind. So there's a little connection. She doesn't know Jesus, and therefore she uses this expression, and also the blind, those who cannot see Jesus. So she really cannot see Jesus for who she is because she's not a Jewish person. She doesn't belong to that religion or to that place. But also because of the second part, have mercy on me, have pity on me, Lord, Son of David. Son of David. Jesus comes from the family of David. Jesus comes from the lineage of David, but Jesus is not Son of David. He is the Son of God. Son of David is the expression used by the Jewish people awaiting the Messiah that they wanted, awaiting the Messiah that was going to come with power and might and was going to restore Israel to his greatness, to being the greatest nation on earth. Jesus has nothing to do with this. Also, being son of David implies that he is like David, because being son means that you assimilate, you are similar, you are like your father. And Jesus is nothing like that, especially not David. David was a great king. He unified the kingdom. God blessed him and forgave him and all you want. But David was also a liar, an adulterer, and a murderer. And Jesus has nothing to do with him. And this is why Jesus does not respond to her request, because he is not the Son of David, and he doesn't want to give the impression that he comes as the Messiah like David. But the woman kept out looking for him, and the disciples actually say, send her away, for she keeps calling after us. Send her away. It's the same request that the disciples make to Jesus when he first multiplied the bread and the fish and he fed the 5,000. They say to Jesus, send them away so they can find food for themselves, meaning don't get involved in their life. Let them take care of each other. Let everyone take care, fend for themselves. And Jesus does not, of course, do that. And here they want Jesus to do the same. Send her away, don't get involved. Jesus replies to the disciples, not to her, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Meaning he's baiting them to come and think into he's saying, I know what you're thinking. But the woman came and did him homage. And this time she says, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. So you see that movement in faith from have pity, Son of David, to Lord, help me. And help me is the same expression used by Peter when he was starting to sink in the water, as we saw in the gospel before. It is the same expression. So she makes a leap of faith in not only recognizing that he's not Son of David, that he's the Son of God, and that he's here to help us. Jesus said in reply, it is not right to take the food from the children and throw it to the dogs. The dogs is an expression that was used at his time, a derogatory term, used to call or to name the pagans and people from those towns. And she said, yes, please, Lord, for even the dogs eat from the scraps that fall from the table of their masters. What a lesson in humility from this woman, of faith and humility, knowing that the scraps that come from God are powerful, that the scraps that come from God can make changes in our life. Jesus had already said that if we had faith the size of a mustard seed, we could move mountains. So she knows that even if she doesn't get the main meal, even if she recognizes that she's not from the people of Israel, she's not from the nation of Israel, if she gets to have the scraps, given to her by the Lord, that's enough. That's enough to make changes in her life. And Jesus applauds her faith. And Jesus says to her in reply, "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish." And her daughter was healed from that hour. What's the lesson here? That Jesus is preparing his disciples, those who are listening to him, to recognize his power, and not only his power, but that there is no first nation, that there is no privileged nation, that he comes for everyone. So he does not give this woman scraps. God does not give us scraps. What he's doing is that he gives her what she desires, and her daughter is healed because of her faith. But then Jesus is preparing his disciples to see that he does not give people scraps, that he's about to feed another 5,000 people, that he's about to do another multiplication of loaves, this time in pagan territory. God bless you.